Pocha, who is currently doing his own designing with stuff like studio lighting. So, Raf, why don't you give us a brief of your career and what is the main motivation to do design?
Main motivation is that, boss, you have to live your life and you have to find something to do that allows you to live the life that you want to do, that you want to live. Correct? So the important thing is find something that you love and figure out a way that allows you to do it, which is what I did fundamentally. Okay, the
Or
only good part in my life was that people made me do stuff which I didn't like at all, but I'm damn glad I did it because that was the basis on what I could build a career on, right? Because I mean, my hobby was the theater. I always wanted to do the theater, and it was very clear from the beginning that theater was not going to pay the bills, right? But so I wanted to do something similar, right? And then fortunately, uh, luck. See, basically, there's that old nugget of preparation meeting opportunity. Correct. So I did a lot of work in the theater with a lot of passion, knowing that I was never going to be it was never going to be my profession, but I just sort of did it to the best of my ability. Did it to make sure that I was just ahead of everybody else who was doing it, which was not too many people. But obviously, my commitment, my energy, my enthusiasm, my commitment to the job was noticed, so that when an opportunity did come up, and and there was a need for India to send lighting designers around the world, I was just lucky enough to be the first one spotted. So if I had taken my life easy, and if I had turned around and said that, I'm this is not a profession, and I'm not going to be able to make a profession out of it, etc., then perhaps I wouldn't have been out there as much as I was, and I perhaps wouldn't have been noticed, and perhaps would not have had the opportunity. So I'm a great believer in this little nugget that says that preparation means preparation means opportunity, number one, and you need luck. But the advantage is that the harder you work, the luckier you are.
Mhm. All right. So, what guidance do you have for students who are not sure on their career decisions?
The simple thing is, do not take the easy way out. In my line of work, I meet dozens and dozens and dozens of young kids who feel very entitled. Computers made it very easy for you to access information. Uh, YouTube videos can make you sound very clever and intellectual, etc. Nirvana is available on the net from 5 easy pieces. My sincere advice to you is, please, for heaven's sake, don't fall for that. Okay? If you feel that you are very clever and if you feel that you have done something spectacular, just stop and ask yourself, whatever you have done, you have accessed, is available to 3 billion people around the world. Correct? So, what are you going to do with this information that is different from the 3 billion people? That's, I think, is the most important thing. Because the bottom line is that you have to look for a certain opportunity and you have to look for a certain opening. Okay? And that I also believe that the opportunity and the opening will come to you only if you are the number one or the number two guy in the profession. In whatever field you choose to be, you have to be number one or number two. Okay? And by taking the easy way out and trying to sound all clever on the net, you're not going to get there. So you've got to build a formidable body of knowledge. You've got to able to be able to apply that knowledge and make it work for people, correct? So that people call you. That's the most important thing. I mean, there's this whole thing that you will learn about selling and marketing and this and that and whatnot. I do not agree with that at all. Okay, because I don't think the best market is where you don't market. The best market is that you have to create yourself in the situation where people are looking for you, right? And today you've got things like LinkedIn. Today you've got stuff, 20,000 things out there that can put yourself out there and say, listen, this is what I do. Okay. I don't know a single great career that's been formed by people who turn around and say, give me work, I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. Everybody who I know has been successful, and everybody I know who has made a great career out of themselves in any field, not just in the design field, in any field, it is because somebody looks at you and realizes that you are the perfect fit for what they need. Correct? Now, whether that's a product that you have made, whether that's a certain idea that you have, whether somebody believes that you have the capability of doing something that you perhaps have not done at all, but somebody believes that you have the capability of doing it for them. Okay? That is when people will give you the time, the money, and the resources for you to do what you love doing. So you have to put yourself out there, and you have to have that commitment, and you have to have that spirit that people turn around and tell you, that will encourage people to bet on you. Correct? Because unless you're a rich guy and unless your family or can sort of give you whatever the hell you want to build, correct? You are going to need resources to build whatever you want, whether it's money, whether it's access, whether it's the people you meet, whatever you need. So one thing is to go looking for it, and the second thing is for it have them coming looking for you. Okay. So if you study any great career, if you study, and especially a career that's happened for to young people, okay, you have to make yourself desirable to other people. Number one. Number two is that, remember one thing is that if people are coming looking for you, they're not interested in you. They are interested in what you can do for them. Okay. So while you are giving them exactly what they want, you simultaneously have to build a platform for yourself, both ethically as well as your body of knowledge or your professionalism, correct, that allows you to go on to the next step. Because you have to understand that, I mean, even in our profession, okay, everything completely changes every 10 years. Understand this very, very clearly. So no matter how brilliant you have, brilliant at what you do today, okay, but you have to set yourself up to be brilliant at what the world is going to be doing 10 years down the line. Otherwise you'll become redundant. Nobody will come to you 10 years down the line. You understand what I'm saying? And the minute people stop coming to you, you're finished. Right? So, and it's impossible to do that alone, which is why my company was formed, like I'm saying to you. The company was formed so that I could encourage people with like-minded thoughts like me to come in and collaborate. Okay? So that there was always one of us who was doing the hands-on work today, and the other guy was thinking about what we are going to be doing tomorrow. You got it? So that we were ahead of what we are doing today, and hopefully who knows whether you're going to be ahead of the curve tomorrow, because we don't know what tomorrow is. Correct? But the other big important lesson that I have learned is that you must always give yourself a chance to win. If you don't give yourself a chance to win, you can never win. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Correct? So if you think small, then you will achieve small. If you strive for something big, then even if you don't get to 100% of what you want to do, correct, at least you'll get somewhere. Correct? Because when you are young, like you don't have too many responsibilities on your head. Correct? As you grow older, like especially in this time of COVID with this big company that I formed and etc., right, I've got to think about how all these people who have collaborated with me, worked with me, helped me, I mean, I have to think of them today. You know what I'm saying? So you have to balance the dreaming with the practicality. Am I speaking in very abstract things? Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm perfectly understanding what you say.
Okay, good.
Okay. So thank you, Viraf. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay.